views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the hospital and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the hospital. Lastly, no copyright infringement intended. All materials used and music background credit to the owner for public service purposes only.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening mga ka-quarantine and welcome to
Mental Health Check.
Yeah, finally it's December.
Yes.
December na jud no, so at least karon makaingon na jud ta nga tis the season to be jolly.
Yes.
La.
Christmas feel.
Oh.
So, good evening, Jared.
Good evening, Ma'am Becca. And how was your weekend?
Okay lang.
Wala ba ako last week?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
oh, how was
Kami
it?
Gennaro.
Oh.
Okay ra. So,
Ako
lipat sa
kay-
Friday until Monday.
Ako kay kuan. Ako ang Saturday and Sunday kay na busy sa duty.
Duty ko.
PM shift. Stressful, but it's okay. It's fulfilling man at the end of the day, no, that you get to help a lot of
Yes.
people, diba? Spirit of Christmas, giving and helping each other.
Yes.
Anyway, Mabeka, I also realized na December 1 is also part of the World
AIDS
Day. Yes.
There are kanang lectures,
A series of lectures,
series
I
of
think.
lectures
Oo.
or forum.
And I saw earlier, VSMMC actually participated and had a kiosk
Yes.
outside, no? Na where you can have your photos taken and also give a shout out to people na
Yes.
with HIV or AIDS, for that matter. Kay kani sila mga tao mong they need an embrace from society. I mean, social stigma has it that wala sila kayo murag kumingon man tag AIDS or HIV lahi naman gud upan murag
Yeah.
no lahi upan dungog sa mga
No,
tao.
atong na-focus man gud, we have the COVID-19
Yes, sa
pandemic.
karon pod.
But wa na focus kayo ang atong HIV also AIDS pandemic.
Na daghan sa tag mga pasyente karon nga actually mas grabe pa ganyo ginabati kay naman sila HIV or AIDS sa karon mga panahon aside sa COVID.
Yes.
So I think it's apt for for VSMMC to highlight
Yes.
this event of the day. Yes, and also then I would like to acknowledge our viewers. Magpa-great day si Ma'am Ivy Ortiz. Hi, Ma'am, from operating room. Though in transit na siya siyang home, nalagay siya, ni-promise siya na ako nga she will watch daw ko no, kay naa daw ko no ta. O, di ba?
Yes. Good evening tanan sa atong mga live viewers.
Yes, at mga live viewers. And also, I would like to greet Catherine Siniza at OR, who's on duty
Hi,
karon.
Ka.
Ma'am Connie, and also may kauban ganina sa seminar, si Irvin, Ma'am Carjin, and Ma'am Elden. Hello! And also, nag-start na sa data sa to ang decorations if you noticed outside,
Yes.
no?
Because
Nice
we're
na-
planning to open it on December 3.
Yes, we will be having a
Yes.
Christmas lighting ceremony daw on December 3. So, by the way, sa mga viewers na to, it's December na, so katong wala pa nag-start og decorate, pag-decorate na mo, it doesn't mean na nata sa kalisdanan ron or nata sa in the midst of a pandemic, you would stop celebrating Christmas. No, Christmas is meant to make people happy, so
Yes.
you guys should have that spirit.
Spirit of Christmas.
Remember, ingon sila, Pinoy is resilient. Mahalag ingon sila nga dili na kuno nato na i-overemphasize, but you know, it's our trait and it's what makes us unique. No.
Yes. So,
Kabian na kayo.
nasa tayong mga social media
Hyper-carnivore.
platforms na to, Jared, ha?
Yes.
So, we'd like to invite everyone to share, like, and subscribe to our official social media platforms.
yes. And our FB page and on Twitter, go ahead and follow us at official VSMMC. On YouTube, that's Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center. Go ahead and type
Then,
just,
email
type
at
that.
is vsmmc_osm@yahoo.com
Or
/osm@vsmc.doh.gov.ph.
yes, and remember guys, just go to our official FB and YouTube accounts if you want a replay of our episodes. Nara
Yes.
ginatan na dito, gina-curate gid na sa ato ang well-meaning na kuan O baby director si Sir Neil
Habuan.
na nag-struggle na diri naglibog na.
Go Bills.
Oo. So, Ma'am Becca, I heard na nadako na tayo letter sender.
Oh, naagyo.
This time daw, dili na COVID.
Lain na sa nang atong kuan karon.
Since it's World AIDS Day,
Yes.
I think kamusad kabalo na unsa ang ato ang topic for today. So, Ma'am Becca,
So, okay.
give the honor, please.
may hapon. Gikan ako sa usa ka nabungkag nga pamilya. Gibiyaan mi sa among amahan, ug ang akong inhan bisan kinsa lang ang uyab. Kung makailis siyag uyab, sama ra gyud og nag-ilis og sinina. Usa sa mga nauyab sa akong inhan, gitapatan ko og nihana og panamastamas kanako. Sa dihang gisultihan ko ang akong inahan sa gibuhat sa iyang uyab kanako, iya hinuon akong gitawag og bakakon og burikat. Mao nga sa edad nga 14 anyos, nilayas ko sa among panimalay. Dili lalim ang kinabuhi kung ikaw nagpuyo sa kadalanan lamang. Hinungdan nga nangita kog paagi nga makakwarta. Kuyog sa akong mga amiga, kami nakadesider nga manarbaho mi og usa ka nightclub, isip usa ka mananayaw samtang nagasulog og malaway ug dili angay nga sinina sa among pangidaron. Kung diin kami nagadawat og usa ka gatos ka pesos matag gabi. Ang tag-iya sa nasayrang gitrabahuan namo ni sulti nga mahimo ming makakwarta og dako nga moabot og 300 pesos kumusugot mi nga molingaw ug makig-abi-abi sa mga customers ngadto sa ilang lamisa. Magsabak-sabak kanila ug agdahon sila sa pag-inom. Usa sa mga customers nga langyaw ug anaa sa pangidaron nga 50 anyos, nadani kanako og bitanyag sa tag-iya nga bayran ko sa tibuok gabi. Pero nibalibad ko kay dili ko ganahan. Mao nga giagni ko sa tag-iya nga mauna ni ang higayon nga makakwarta ko og dako ug aduna siya'y gitusok kanako para mawala ang akong kahadlok sa posibleng mahitabo kumukuyog ko sa langyaw. Wala ko nakabalo o unsa ang gitusok kanako pero dili ko gayud makalimtan tong gabi una. Kay grabe ang sakit nga akong natagamtaman ani nga kasinatian. Hangtod nga nagsige na kini kada gabi. Ipasapasa namo ang dagom para itusok namo sa kada usa sa dili pa kami moadto sa among kliyente. Usa ka gabi ini ana, ang club hilom kaayo sa nga tanan ug murag wa mahimutang ang mga tawo sa sulod. Walay makita nga nag-inom. Nanulod ang kapulisan ug kami gipangutana kung pila ang among pangidaron. Gisusi na di ay sa mga kapulisan ng among club. 16 anyos lang ko ug naluwas sa child trafficking ug gidala sa usa ka balay dang pananan. Naglisod ko sa ako ang pagpahilayo sa drugas. Gumikan nga akong lawas na anad na iniining butanga. Nagpangita akong lawas sa maong drugas ug pirming itusok sa ako sa una. Kadtong nitrabaho pa ko sa maong club. Mura kog mabuang. Nagpositibo sab kami sa HIV. Niagi mi og counseling ug nisugod sad mi og inom og ARV. Kami nakagawas sa balay dang pananan, pag edad namo og 18 gumikan kami dili na minor di edad. Nakakaplag mi og trabaho sa usa ka call center company kun diin na ilaila na ako ang unang nauyab ug ang akong naginusarang hinigugma nga nahimong amahan sa akong anak. Ako girekomendar sa HIV treatment hub kang Dr. Madamba para sa paglikay sa pagpasa sa kini nga sakit dito sa ako ang anak. Niagi ko og cesarean ug ang Cebu Plus Association ang nakatabang nako aron natagaan akong anak og gatas. Magpasalamaton ko sa Ginoo gumikan negatibo ang resulta sa HIV test sa akong anak. Gibulagan nako ang akong uyab ug aduna na ako'y bag-ong hinigugma. Pero tungod sa mga kalisod nga akong naagian sa akong kinabuhi, makagamit gihapon ko sa ginadili nga drugas. Mao nga, niapil ko sa Talisay Outpatient Drug Rehabilitation Program, kundiin nagkalisod ko og pahimutang sa akong kinabuhi, pagpangitag trabaho, nagpuyo sa kinabuhing adunay HIV, ug ang mahimong maayong inahan sa akong anak. Daghang salamat, Helen.
There you have it, no? Si Ma'am Helen. Usa ka former na
Yes.
sa tawag aning
Kuan ka na
sino tawag
Abused.
child
Oh.
kuan na appeal sa
Child
child
trafficking.
trafficking na involved and actually a victim of child trafficking, no, na indusan natagaan og drogas, na hisalaag, nabutang na adto sa trabaho nga pagpamaligya sa iyahang lawas ug kalag, na dili sad, actually dili sad gyud siya ang tauyon, but she has no other choice. So grabe ka unfortunate ang iyahang kuano.
Gikan pas pagsugod niya diya ba sa iyang family mismo, no?
Murag at the start lang gani kay ang nag blow by blow, kumbaga ang tragedy nga na-happen siyang life. And with that, when due to poverty and the rest na murag current issues karon, dili sa siguro siya para siya dili siya dapat i-blame sa mga panghitabo kay kung makita nato diri no, gipugos siya, gisultian siya sa iyahang kuan, sa iyahang dapat dapat buhaton para makakwarta. And as a child, may sugot sa gid siya. So, I think, Monica,
nasa tay karon guest reactor
yes,
siya.
always magid na mo give more insight
Yes.
sa regarding ani na issue no kay common manggod ni I think dili lang COVID ang naa nato ron no, we also have HIV and it's ongoing and it's still a pandemic if baka pangunahon can you spread man gyapon siya.
Yes.
Oh, so please
Di na to dugay-dugayon dyan. So, our guest reactor tonight is a graduate grade school and high school at the Sacred Heart Jesuit, no? So,
Harter.
yes,
Wow.
Sacred Hearter. So, he is an ER nurse in the US for 5 years.
Wow.
Nurse at siya dyan, ha?
Yes. So,
Associate degree in advertising and design at the International Academy of Design and Technology.
designer pa gyud.
Yes, so he graduated his nursing in Cebu Doctors University.
Usa ka batch.
So also graduated medicine at Gulyas College, University of Visayas, no? College of Medicine. And he is now the third year psychiatric resident at our institution at Center for Behavioral Sciences. So without further ado, we would like to introduce Dr. George Mario.
Yes, hello,
Hi, Doc. Good evening.
Jorge or George? How do you say that?
Either way.
Either way.
Okay,
I
Regina.
prefer Jorge. It sounds social. Doc Jorge, good afternoon. And salamat kayo sa kuan di ay sa paghatag og time
Yes.
to be here and to to kanang impart your insight.
To be our live guest
Yes, our
reactor.
yes.
I love your show, so.
Yeah, thank you for ordering develop. Thank you so much. And Doc, yes, regarding sa case ni Ma'am Helen ba, ano man nato ang initial na kuan?
Obviously, this patient, si Ma'am Helen, no? It's sad that, of course, you can see that there was abuse as a child. And even though she was a child, there was no support from the mother.
Yes.
Obviously, absent the father na kanang ayan, kigulata pa siya. Attempt pag yun siya great.
Yes.
So, this is not a uncommon story. There are a lot of girls that end up in that kind of profession doing all that because they have to survive.
Yes.
So, ultimately, which led to her drugs, which led to her job na ingana. Ultimately, she got HIV. Lisod kaayo because one thing leads to another, and that obviously there are also psychological impacts that along the way that affected her, which resulted to her being where she is right now.
Regarding sa kondok ba, yung kumbaga forced niya na addiction kay wala man daw niya tuyuan na na-addict na siya. Some of us man good or some of us some of people kay actually addiction is a common theme among individuals. So are we to blame them or are we to
See, the problem with addiction is that you have to consider addiction has many risk factors that you go into. No? Number one, it's about your development, it's about your genetics, it's about your life at home, your support groups. people around you, your environment and all that, daghan kayo siyang factors. It doesn't necessarily mean na if you have one or all or whatever, it's a combination, it's a complex thing to become to addiction. Especially in this case, Helen had poor family support.
Yes.
She got into a job that people were trying to insist that she takes it so that she can actually perform better her job without even understanding. Her peers were probably pressuring her also to do that. She ultimately ended up into that for matakibaw kung napa pa siya genetic factors and any. But if you add all that, she has a very high risk of getting into drug addiction.
Doc,
Because
regard-
also of child trafficking, di ba?
Yes.
She was forced by her
Forced
employer.
Oo.
Most na siya. At that age, mabawsi sa din yung violence against women because at her age, she's still a child. And at that age, at adolescent age, she still has no idea of who she really is. And now she's being in a conflict that she has to adjust, trying to grow up at the same time, realizing that there was no support and that she could only count on herself. The judgment is not yet solid at that age. Her personality, her ego is not yet developed as much. She's still trying to figure out who she really is. The problem there is if you have bad influences from the environment, you have bad influences from people like katong guy sa sud sa bar na influence niya na mag-drugs, results to this kind of stories, which is sad.
Yes. And Doc, going to the topic of AIDS or HIV, I mean like I would just like kanang gikan magud sa mga tao gud. They have this stigma that if you're an HIV patient or automatically mo sa kuan siya sexually active or kanang kuan siya kanang bad nga person, di ba? Automatic man gyud na. So
Yeah, most people used to have that. This is a stigma that started in the 1980s. When this all started out, it was automatically said that you get AIDS because of a homosexual interaction. No, unfortunately today, in it's now 2020, you have heterosexuals, homosexuals, and you have IV transfusions.
Yes.
You have all other ways of transmission, no? Sexually na makuha nimo. As we evolve through the years from the start of AIDS until now, you end up having many ways of getting it. Now, that's a stigma. To be blunt, that's a stigma. If you look into the history of AIDS, one of the most prominent people I know, at least during my time, who got AIDS early on was Magic Johnson, the great
Yeah.
Yes.
basketball player. And now he's taking ARVs, and now he got it somewhere in the 90s if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. No? And now all the way now to 2020, he's still here advocating for HIV and AIDS. No? I don't think it's such a bad thing that if you get diagnosed with AIDS, it's not the end of the world. When you get diagnosed with something, there is a life beyond it. It's how you manage it and how you become a better person because of it. Each bad thing that happens in our lives is not necessarily a death sentence. It should become something that you learn through and become a better person after. You need to realize it.
Doc, I would, Doc, ma-ask na ako if you have any advice to our audience members di ay na who are right now they might think that they have it but they're scared to get tested because of the stigma. I mean, because the main purpose of World AIDS Day was to encourage everyone to get tested. So, mas may medyo nagikan good sa guru sa healthcare.
Okay. I'll tell you my own experience.
Yes.
No? The first time that I got tested for HIV was when I joined the military. For 3 days, wako katog, hadlo ko positive, bako lang. No? But that was part of the regimen. The idea is that, you know what, in the real world for the civilians and everybody, you can get the test. It's completely anonymous. you get your test, you go to a hospital, you get yourself tested, and then you're given an envelope and it's totally sealed. You're the only one who knows. Nobody has to know it. You can just get yourself tested, and that would be good. The point is this. There's two things you need to worry about. One is your own health, and second, it's the partners that you've been with. And actually, there's a third one. You want to also know how it is that you can affect your loved ones, your family, the people around you, and how you can, minimize the damage if there is. But if not, di ba mas maayo mahibaw ka kaysa dili?
Yes. Actually.
Kaya others won't divulge to their families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got actually tested po sa kanang health center ko together with my friends. So it was a scary experience too, cause you might get it or not, di ba? Sila raman sa. And the good thing was there will be counselors
Yeah.
to talk to you. So if you want to get tested, there will be people who are going to talk to you. We will go with you through the process, and then if none of them result, whatever that is, naranan mo if you want to tell them, and then they will advise. So luckily for me though, it was
Yeah.
good. It was okay. No, the experience was the experience itself was nerve-wracking. So I get it. I get the people where they're hiding. Pero encourage lang not to everyone. If you feel or if you think you're not safe, you're not doing something safe, then have yourself
Have it
tested.
tested.
Wala may mawala. Di mo again to according to Doc Gani, di ba? Kanang dili na siya end of the line or
Yes.
end sa imong kuan. Na yung life after that.
Parihag gud sa giingon ni Magic Johnson na you're the only one who makes the difference. Yeah. So
I
if
agree.
you have a goal, go for it.
Yes. Sa imong experience, Doc, as kanang member sa behavioral sciences, kanang nabatay mga cases na moagi po og depression, anxiety,
Yeah, there were some cases already but handled that they were diagnosed and then they were unfortunately they come from a very high risk population. In Cebu, if you look a couple of years ago, one of the highest risk populations was through call centers. I remember that as an intern. The point that happened was that we had patients that were coming in that were call center agents, and then they found out that they were diagnosed with HIV, and they were worried that it was going to happen. The idea was to be able, in any point of history, the one thing that you should be able to understand is that there are a lot of support groups out there that can
Yes.
help you go through it. The Plus Association
Cebu Plus.
Cebu
Cebu Plus,
Plus
yes.
is one of the more prominent ones. The point is being able to go through life and understanding that these things happen to you, and understanding that it's okay to be depressed for a little while. Understand that it happened to you, but the thing is, like what I said earlier, that there is a life beyond it, and you can go on with the life. Look at Helen. She found
Yes.
love, and then she found a kid. She had actually another boyfriend after. The point is, you just also need to be honest about it, because you're not only protecting. Because look at her. She got Anna. She told the doctor that she was pregnant and she didn't want the kid to have it. What happened to the kid? I'm sure Dr. Madamba found a way
Yes.
to make sure medically that the kid didn't get it. So,
Yes.
then that's what happened. Rather than trying to hide something and risk it. Yes, wow, sabot jud ko ana. That's one of the problems about that. No, wow, hadlok. They're worried about their dying. They're worried about matakod ng ibang tao. But there's always one thing that beats all diseases. If it comes from a place of love, I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yes. True. Sakto jud. And Doc, just to clarify po sa atong audience members, what are the main source to kuno na matakdan sila og HIV? Mo gani kasi ganan ng questions kay mahadlok.
Okay, let's break some rumors. There were some, magtagay ko, ginom na ko, ipasa na ko, dan ka. There were some,
Mas matakdan pa kag COVID ana.
mataktak pa COVID na lang. There were others that said that during that time na mahadlok sila, na maluan sila gamay, matakdan sila. There is something called viral load, no? There are some things that you have to have a certain amount of virus in order for you, the same thing with COVID, for you to get takdan.
Mm-mm.
In minute amounts, di ka kay sa. But one of the things, the transmission of HIV, in my understanding as a doctor, no, is that there has to be an open wound, another open wound, an exchange of that, no
Semen.
blood or whatever, semen or whatever, in order for the exchange to happen. Or, of course, there's the sexual way of getting it. Same thing, mapasing mo through semen or exchange of kanang torrid kissing kung nakoy samad sa bakba, niya nasing samad sa bakba, niya mag-exchange gyapon kana mahitabo na. But one of the things that people always forget is this: sharing needles.
Yes.
Especially in this
Oh,
case, si Helen, she might, as most people will read this story and say, it's from the white man. Diba?
Most probably.
Oh, most probably.
Uh,
But what the other side of the story is that it says there that she was also sharing needles with her kauban. So what if she got it through that? She was sharing needles, inject shot when it was part of her addiction. Then she gave, somebody got something else and injected to the next one, and next one, next one. They probably all got it through that. No? These are things that you need to consider. There has to be an exchange. There has to be a exchange of fluid somewhere. That's when you get AIDS.
yes.
That's what our concern with the IDU, IDU patients, because especially in remote areas wherein they use only one needle and they just
Drugs,
put their
yeah.
hands,
Wow. Mas expert pa
Yeah.
sila sa nurse, may veins. Yun
Yeah.
sila actually.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of patients like that, you know, they already had pock marks on Sunny and heroin addicts. You could
Yes.
see all the way. Puro pock marks na dire niya. May kunji ko, automatic heroin addict. Yun na siya. Kung kita nimo, they're all pock marks because they've been injecting themselves all over. Next thing you know, we're testing them sa ER and then we find out they're AIDS positive, they're HIV positive.
Yeah, City Health are providing them with needles,
Oh.
syringe and needles, but they won't use it. They will sell it
Kana
to buy drugs.
Because I heard daw, a percentage of the heterosexual populations who got positive with HIV from needle users.
Yeah, there was it was so weird, no, back in the day, a long time ago, somewhere here in Onquera, there was a hole.
Yes.
You heard it,
Yeah.
right? There was this hole. You pass out money. You stick out your hand, and
Inject.
somebody would inject you with
Nubain, I think.
Nubain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nubain. And then the next person would come up, puts his hand in, and get injected with the
So
same
it's like a
needle.
vending machine for
Not a
drugs.
vending
Yes.
machine. Hatag mo this hole. Then these are the things that are high risk behavior.
And you
no?
don't know where the needles come from.
Oh, and the other thing, of course, is vertical transmission, which is between mother and child, no? Which right now we're very good at it to decreasing that chance. There is a slight chance, but as we learned about AIDS, we learned how to try and prevent it also.
Okay, so there you have it, guys, ha. See, daghan lagi kayo. It's ano na lang. In summary, it's okay to hug an HIV
Yes.
patient. Okay, namurag nakadoo mo ko na before. Have you heard of katong story ni Princess Diana where she went to the, because before mo God, HIV was like was treated with like COVID, like sa na hospital sa London na all the nurses and the doctors who treated the HIV cases, they weren't even allowed to go out because because of the fear of the virus itself. So Princess Diana came in. I think it was also Mother Teresa. Need sulod sila, and then they started shaking hands with the patients, talking to them.
Yes.
So it made a major change. It drastically made a major change in the way you look at HIV patients. So, but you know, try as they might, naman gyud hapon dok, no, naman gyud pay uban na marag di blame because of lack of social media nga kuan na mo nagapon nga stigma for this, but it's all right to hug, di ba pinadok pa if magtagay mas matakdan patag COVID.
Really HIV.
Yes, HIV.
So you can hug. There's no exchange
Yes.
of fluid.
Oh,
It's
oh.
hugging. Unless you do something while you're hugging.
That's
Totally
different.
story.
Yeah.
And besides, these patients need them. They badly need the hug. They badly need the care, the understanding. Okay, they are going through a lot, di ba, Doc?
Yeah,
Mentally.
you have to understand that humans are social beings.
Yeah.
The more you interact, the more you feel part of a community, the more you feel safe, the more psychologically better you feel. It's important, even if you have AIDS or HIV, doesn't change. You're still human.
Right. Thank you kayo, Doc, ha, sa imong time. And, Doc, final message na lang to our HIV members na nag-undergo depression and mental challenges karon.
Okay, right now, if ever you do need help, you can always call us sa among tele-site na line, no? Let me just get it out of here.
Teleconsult.
Teleconsult sa amo if ever those who have psychological problems that you really need to get in touch with us.
Yes. And guys, not just HIV patients, ha? Anyone who undergoes or who is undergoing mga mental health nga challenges or kung di ba mga kagool sa life, because this is actually a trying time. So, kuan lang.
Ano na lang,
Sabot sa ball.
go to our FB page, BSMMC Center for Behavioral Sciences Teleconsultation, and then you can check it out there and you can schedule.
Yeah. There you have it again.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you so much, Doc. And ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jorge Mario Oniate.
Yes, thank you, Doctor.
Hey guys, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Grabe, no? Nice chicken conversation regarding HIV. And everyone, I encourage you to get tested. Di ba? Wa may mawala ninyo. Gamay ra nga dugo. Actually, dili ra na makahurot sa inyo ang kuan CPC.
Thank you kayo sa atong listeners and to
Yes.
our guest reactor, na Dr.
Yes,
Jorge.
and atong viewers. Actually, one
Viewers,
said it was
yes.
very informative. Actually, sakto ka, ma'am. Kasi itong lingon gani. Si Ma'am Anya Pacres, she said informative daw.
Ako na classmates, high school.
Oh, hi ma'am, may hapon. And Paul Andrew Cabillon, Aliyah, hi. Jared Lodino, kumakalod.
Sweet, Villanueva.
Oh, also, Darian Marata is watching all the way from Chongwa.
Wow.
Diba? And my brother Day and my sisters from Australia, they're watching. Hello!
Yes, hello.
And also my classmate from Dubai. Hi! Thank you for watching.
Beth Punay, Van Deloso, Jerry Lee,
Yes,
Victoria,
Ma'am Gladys, the ever beautiful Ma'am Gladys is watching. Carrie
Jane.
Tan is watching.
Jane Maxino.
Yes, also Irvin. Oh, di ba?
Yeah.
Irvin ako na solid fans ko.
Pa-shoutout.
Go, magkita ka tao ba? Bantay lang dyan ka. So, no, as in, nice dyan kayo ang conversation. And again, I just want to reiterate this one. Our HIV patients are not criminals and also they are not really that kanang communicable. Pwede na sila i-hug because they really need them at some point in their life.
Especially those who have dysfunctional family relationships.
Yes.
They need that intimacy and communication.
Kasi dili lalim ang gi-undergo nimo. I mean, like, you know that you have the sakit and then ang mga tao pa, they're afraid of you. So, this is the same actually. This also goes with our COVID patients. Dili lang takahag nila this time, but you know, we can support them po. Nato mga COVID patients. And also, they need our understanding.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you kayo
Yes.
sa
And if
Medical Center Chief na.
Dr.
Gerardo
Gerardo
Aquino
Aquino
Jr.
Jr. Thank you kayo, Doc. And by the way, to those who want to get tested, you can just go ahead and come here at PSMMC and go to our Kaambag
Kaambag
Clinic. That's the 3rd floor. Yes, nara dito ang atong mga dear ates and kuyas. Willing rin yun silang counsel nimo and then we'll give you the free testing. Free testing naman ta, right? Yes, our testings are all free. Okay? Especially karon na World AIDS Day. Wala mo wala na to. And you can go ahead and have yourself tested. Hopefully, you will get the results that you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay? And Ma'am Becca, thank you so much for inviting me again to your dear
Yes.
program. Grabe, dyan may invitation kinilas nagpila ka months.
Amin ako kausara.
And also guys, if you have questions, comments, or any suggestions, you can just go ahead and drop it at our comment section, below. Or you can go ahead and email us sa to ang mga social media sites, vsmc_osm@yahoo.com or osm@vsmc.doh.gov.ph. And if you want a replay of our current program, go ahead and visit our YouTube account. That's the Vicente Soto Memorial Medical Center. And on our FB page and on Twitter, it's at official VSMMC. Grabe na dyan kayong social media takeover sa Soto. Kulang na lang Instagram. Sir Neil? Instagram na lang. Okay. So I think it's now time for our updates, daily updates.
SNL, Soto.
Yes. Ang VSMC Subnational Laboratory nitala sa mga musulod. Karong adlaw Martes, petsa 1 sa Disyembre 2020. 269 ka samples na ang na-test karong adlaw o kinitanan gikan sa Central Visayas. Sa kinatibukan, 117,081 na ka samples ang na-test sukad sa pagsugod sa atong Subnational Laboratory. Sa 269, usa ni ini ang nag-positive ug 268 ang nag-negative. So matotal, aduna nakita 11,214 ka positive samples o 105,798 ka negative samples. 48 ka samples ang kasamtang gadagan karon sa atong laboratorio. Pahinumdum lang sa tanan nga ang mga resulta base lang sa mga samples nga gi-test. Ang DOH Regional Center for Health Development ang mupagawa sa detalyadong impormasyon mahitungod sa mga positibo o negatibong kaso. Daghang salamat.
Aniyan na ang mga pinakaulahing balita kabahin sa COVID-19 dinhi sa atong tambalanan karong adlaw Martes, pitsa 1 sa Disyembre tuig 2020. Ang Soto merehistro na sa mga musunod. Sa kinatibuk-an, 1,403 na ang kumpirmadong kaso diri sa atong tambalanan. 576 ni ini ang naka-recover na. 424 na ang nakapluan o kinabuhi nga nagikan sa lain-lain nga lugar. Ug sa kasabtangan, aduna pay 18 ang padayong yatiman diri sa atong tambalanan ug 384 usab ang na-transfer sa atong mga isolation center. Sa atong beds utilization, ang nakitay total regular bed capacity of 865, pasyente nga 695, 80.3% ang utilization rate. Ang atong expanded COVID-19 bed capacity is 185, ang nakitay pasyente nga 18 and 9.7% ang utilization rate. Sa ICU bed capacity, ang nakitay 55 beds, 24 ang patients, ang utilization rate is 43.6%. Samtang atong dedicated COVID-19 ICU bed capacity is 24, ang nakakatay pasyente nga 8 o 33.3% ang atong utilization rate. Daghang salamat.
Okay, there you have it. Sa mga
nakabati na gid mo sa among
sa mga
SNL
updates.
Soto updates.
And also, it's pila na lang ka days, Sir Neil, for Christmas? Yes, 24 days to go! Pasko na! Yay! And again, everyone, just a reminder, that doesn't mean that we are in the middle of a pandemic and we are having the hardest time ever, that we forget to celebrate Christmas. Remember, Christmas is for loving, sharing, and being happy.
Yes.
Abisag kanilang, no?
Oh.
Please do not forget. Remember, Filipinos are being known for their resiliency. So, ato na lang ng panindigan.
Walang Y party. Kung ano na sa virtual
party!
Oh.
Virtual buffet.
Yes.
Ma-make up na lang. So, kilid. Yeah.
So,
Any words of wisdom,
yes.
Mabeka, before you go? Daghan ba ka na
according
sulat,
to
anak?
Martin Luther King,
Yes?
darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. So, hate can't drive out hate also. Only love can do that. So, mo na ingon ni Martin Luther King.
O, diba? Very apt sa karon nga time. nga World AIDS Day. Dili mag-hatred. Love, love,
Yes.
love, love, love.
Love, love, love.
And also from me, be kind to one another. Pina Ellen DeGeneres. Because if there's kindness, walay kagubot
Yes.
na mahitabo. Yeah, hey. And thank you so much, everyone. This is Jared.
This is Becca Reda. So, dini sa suto.
Kandidato
Kandidato
serbisyo,
Amo
Amo
Garbo.
Garbo. Daghang salamat.
Salamat.